Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Portal Stories Mel. Let's continue. I suppose the only thing I really have to complain about as far as this free community mod, which you really have very little right to complain about anything for when you're being given free content, particularly free good content. The only thing though I will as a critic kind of gripe about is the fact that it seems to me like Mel as a character is pretty much just the same as Chell as a character. Even their names rhyme. They've done absolutely nothing to make her more of an interesting personality or tell any backstory. If anything, Portal 2 kind of fixed that issue.
You dodged a bullet on that one. I told you to be careful. Next time might not be so forgiving.
Yeah, Chell in the first game really didn't get any backstory. GLaDOS gave her, or lied potentially about what her backstory was in the second game, but at least at that point you have something that you could believe in if you so chose. Is there a fling mechanic here? Or are we just like straight up, like I could kind of fling myself back this direction, and that might be necessary later. I guess we could do that to get up here. We'll just crouch down here and see that there's a instant death wall, which honestly the instant death wall should react like this. It would be really easy just to copy and paste the code that does this and put the wall as a full wall. It will be a little frustrating if we run into scenarios where I actually end up dying due to instant deaths. Okay, well, up this way, down this way, shooting me back that way. Over there, and over here. Figure out where that would be and put that there. But we don't have a toggle yet, so I can stand on this and it lowers the top half of that and nothing else. So I cannot get onto the other side of this alone. I guess I'm going over here. And that looks either explosive or they just intentionally wanted to make that really red to catch people's attention. Kind of feels like you might be able to jump over to these catwalks. A lot of that though happens where... Let's see, what does this activate? Couldn't tell you. What does that do? So is that a timing one-way portal, or is that a portal that just lets me shoot a portal through? Ah, it just lets me shoot a portal through. Okay. Good to know. Of course, none of this changes anything. Unless this reverses everything. Which it probably does. Okay. What I'd like that to do is hit a wall over there. Is that what that's gonna do? Hit a wall and not disintegrate? Good. Okay. Alright, next part of this. How do I get myself out? Unless I was supposed to drop it directly on that, and even if I was supposed to drop it directly on that, and that would save me some time. I don't know how that saves me enough time. Let's see. I don't think this way has a high enough area. And so you can't really fight this. So unless I'm gonna try and push myself upward and run backwards, which that may very well be the trick here. Alright, we'll try this. Alright, so get right here and then shoot yourself up in half steps and then run backwards. Ah, that got me right over it. Good. Okay. We have a laser and a receiver, which that's easy enough to move around. It's always, even in the official Portal 2 game, fairly difficult to get around the lasers. Okay, well, that's not at the right height. So I need another cube. So in the short term, this does need to sit there. And we need to figure out how to get that cube to switch. The problem with this is I need to probably get over that way, don't I? Alright, well, let's see. Is there a way to just shoot yourself upward and then shoot yourself this way. Yes, there is. And then just go ahead and take this. I'm just going to put that out of the way to be fairly safe. And the hope is to run, jump, and toss all of this without disintegrating it. I hit the bottom of the cube disintegrating wall, or the portal disintegrating wall, but it wasn't a problem. Okay. I'm gonna hope I can kind of put this where it needs to be. Jump back this way. Take this. Do that. These puzzles are getting more complicated for sure. And the real trick, if you get hit, is to pretty much do nothing for a few seconds so you regain your health. That way you don't accidentally get disintegrated. Yeah. The last sign we saw said there was 4 out of 14 puzzles. I have a question about whether we're really going to do 10 more puzzles.
He thinks you're going to use the elevator? Well, he's in for a nice surprise. There are tubes on the side you can use to get towards the overall testing track.
All kinds of different things. You can't get in the elevator. Maybe there was a short, brief second there where I could have gotten in the elevator. This is definitely a thought that they could have done in Portal 2 also, is just have the walls of the big screens come down and there'll be a different path. I don't think I need to get any further than that. And they do nicely put these grating, these steel paths on the edges so you don't get stuck or potentially fall through the other side. It would be fairly weird, for as much as we are getting through on and off as far as different paths. It'd be very weird if all of a sudden we did do 10 more test chambers. We have test chambers 1 through 200. Nope, can't go to test chambers 1 through 200. That apparently was room 5, room 6. Although that doesn't, the numbers may not mean as much. Here we have a robot. Let's work together. They're being fairly obvious, I think, that you probably are a robot with just the memories or the thought processes of Mel. Or Mel never really existed. That turns on some lights, which seemingly made it more apparent that we were going that way. None of these still work. I don't know if I'd particularly hate it if there was some kind of robotic character or creature that was kind of chasing you, and there were some chase sequences, some more action sequences. Portal 2 definitely tried to have visuals to make the game feel a lot more action-y for a puzzle game.
Still under construction. Generally, they need to be tested at least 3 times before they're finalized. Some people just can't count further than that, I guess.
So, I don't know, we might end up doing a test like 3 different times for an achievement. If I go through here, it breaks the portals I've already made. We looked over here, I believe. Ready? And there's like no jumping. Okay. Then up here. And over there is apparently the exit. I just dropped it down that way. Okay. How are we supposed to solve this? Test chamber. Two. 3. So I hit the button 3 times just in case that meant something. And we see all kinds of exits everywhere. So it's uncertain as far as which exits are the ones we're trying to take. You know what? How about that? Yeah. This. And then... Seriously? One got stuck. Okay. So we're gonna shoot ourselves down that general direction while holding this and hope we can hit that. If not, we'll see what happens. What did that do? Oh. Well, it didn't open that part. It just sent us around. Okay. I feel like in Portal 2 there was a point where they did want you to do the puzzles 2 or 3 times. So let's see if we can find a white surface of some sort.
Construction still being controlled. Installing additional hazards.
Turrets, huh? Let's see what I can do. How about I fire up the lasers? Deep pit. How about a hard light bridge?
Okay, so it is gonna make us do the puzzle 3 times. No choice. So I wasn't really thinking ahead. Right. Go ahead and put that way. Hard light bridge. See, the thing is, anytime we've had the hard light bridge be useful to us, it's been more of a case of it being sideways. Don't think they intended for me to take them out that way. Alright. And see, that door is now missing. I mean, I suppose what we could do is this. Let's just go ahead and grab that anyways. Seriously? Man, that really does not want to land on the bridge. Well, it doesn't want to land on the bridge, perhaps because it's not positioned to land on the bridge. How come I can grab these? Yeah, that angle just feels really off. It's almost as if the pipe has been moved. Like, it should be right there. Okay. Back this way. We don't see anything that is like a white area where we could just put a portal, is it? Do we? I feel like either I'm gonna have to come down this direction, but see, if I get anywhere close to it, they're gonna try and hit me. So am I supposed to run? Could I possibly... Nope, 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 they're gonna just shoot at me. Yeah, I feel like every time we've done this in previous cases, it's been very much a situation where the bridge is turned 90 degrees. And you really don't have a lot of opportunity to change things up. Let's see. The hard light bridge comes out from this side. It can be captured only on this side. If you could rotate your portal beams, then that would be certainly something different. Like, that would be rather groundbreaking. And see, you can crouch down somewhat and hide behind a cube. That's not the problem. Problem is, can I get enough of an angle and enough motion to knock over people? Oh my goodness. I got it. I don't think that's the way you're supposed to get it, but I got it. There's like you could stick a portal down there if you wanted to. I don't see a real reason why you'd want that. You can see the elevator is going back down. If you could jump over and around. I think I might want to make a quick save after I just get the cube. Just for sanity's sake. Just make a save. And yeah, I can't think of anything else to do, so like crouching down this way I don't think makes enough of a barrier. If they only looked upward or forward, that'd be different. And you saw in that case when I was able to move the cube enough to knock that guy. Like, but if you knock one turret, there is a decent chance it will knock the other turrets. Or at least knock 3 out of the 4 turrets down. Right. And in this case, we'll just pick this one. We'll just go ahead and get rid of a couple of those. And what did that open this time? I don't think it opened anything. I think probably need this. Right, so that opens that, which can certainly do that. But is there some other trick that we would want to try and pull? I don't think so. I think they're just going to make us solve the puzzle a third time. And then this gate is still locked. So Aegis is going to just change it.
Test successfully completed. Resetting execution. Increasing test difficulty.
Oh, it's only test difficulty this time? I'm sure you can handle it. Just make sure to dodge the bullets again.
Seriously? I barely managed to get past that previous one. Is there possibly a way, before we do anything, that would help us even a little bit? No, I don't think so. that is now activating this platform, which maybe, just maybe, well, I think we're not gonna get away with not having a cube, at least. So we'll go through that mess again. Okay. Then I'm gonna run back this way. No way to portal to any place over here. You know, actually it looks like probably could just put that there. Okay. So that gets me up to this point. How do we now reach that point? If I could get a bit of a rotated angle there, I think I could block the platform as it's coming down by blocking the laser, but getting it on a thin slice is probably insane. So instead, let's just do this, and do this, and then do this. There we go. That lowers that to that platform. And then we can just use that. Are these literally not gonna work? Seriously? These have always worked before. Okay, well. Then let's take this. Is that blocking that? Why is the light platform not blocking? I mean, it totally should be blocking. So that idea wouldn't have worked, apparently. Which then makes it slightly questionable why there's any white spots there at all. Okay. Here. Which means then this has to be here. And then this has to be here. And I'm stuck, I think. So we'll just move that out of the way for a second. stuck again in the... Alright, we'll jump and shoot so that we're standing on top. Okay. So the trick we're going for is to move the blue. And we can't move the blue, we need to move the orange. We need to be able to put a portal at that spot while we are relatively up here. I don't know how we do that, because we need this cube to be on the switch. Well, that's blue, so what if we did that? That puts that cube there. And then we do that. That does nothing. There really is no reason for this to do that. Maybe we could block the lasers with the turrets. Hadn't thought of that. So, let's see if we can maybe set that up. Alright. One thing doesn't work, the other might. So we fry the little suckers and make sure we go to the right color to get up to this point. And then at that point I just need to get rid of that.
Organic threat escaping. New test chamber. Escape contingency not in place.
Alright, good. Looks like
We got an
it doesn't know where
achievement
the
for that.
elevator is heading to. Up ahead are the overgrown parts of the facility. I can try to reroute the elevator again if it holds up. There is an office area nearby from the same time period when Aegis was first installed. Maybe we can get some information from there.
It does feel a little weird that we're actually working with Virgil and we haven't been betrayed yet. And yeah, we once again are taking an elevator, and I think we once again might be doing another puzzle. And was that puzzle number 5 or 6 potentially, or
So, I was right.
are there a lot of puzzles that are just not numbered?
This whole place fell into disrepair. I don't exactly know if everything is working properly anymore, but we don't have a choice.
Error. Tracking on target failed. Heavy organic interference.
Huh? It worked? It's blind here. Oh, no. No. There's some stuff here blocking the path for the elevator. Hold on for emergency brakes.
Are we gonna crash and fall? And see, in Portal 2,
Climb on out of here, and let's get moving.
you had a core just try and like crash through, and it really didn't care about your...
Was close. You could have been in there. Oh, wait, you just were.
Yeah. Well, this core seems like it really cares. So I would think Virgil might be the core of compassion, where Wheatley, I think was the name of the core in Portal 2, was the core of stupidity. Or random thoughts. Really just stupidity. Chapter 4, Organic Complications. Wow, so... yeah, I wasn't expecting that we were just starting Chapter 4 here, but Chapter 5 still could be fairly short. Of course, once again, you're talking a free mod here. Completely community made free. Although at a certain point, you run into the problem of a game or community mod being free because more along the lines that Valve would potentially sue them or not allow them to sell it. And at this level, I think this is something that Valve should have more endorsed and sold so that they could have make money for the developers.
When she gassed them with neurotoxin. Because this is an abandoned track, it's no longer connected to the rest of the computer systems. Aegis shouldn't be able to lock us out here. These computers should contain a lot of useful information for us.
Is this neurotoxin? It could have been the neurotoxin that made the plants overgrown too.
Alright, time to start hacking into
Very
these systems.
green. Which is not something you see in Portal 2.
Password. Admin? Oh, come on. Let me in. Were these passwords generated by super geniuses? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? What? All these passwords are usually the same. 0, 0, 0, 0. Oh, for crying out loud. I didn't even get a warning siren this time. This thing must be laughing at me now. I know these aren't sentient, but still. Black Mesa sucks. Seriously? Hold on. I think I just got locked out. I'm getting something that says contact administrator for additional support. What? Administrator? There's no one left in the facility. Did you just override the admin controls? Anyway, I think there's something.
I hit this button accidentally.
I'll keep working, long as you keep going. So, get back to the testing track and get started.
Maintenance shaft
I should
4.
also let you know, I won't be able to move around much. Management trails are kind of non-existent here, unless I want to fall off another one and
1998
You won't be
login.
seeing much of me right now. Alright, there is a lot of information stored in these computers. It'll take me some time to sort through these and come up with a plan so we can get rid of Aegis. According to the systems, the toxic goo is still rising. You should continue to move through the tests and upwards. Keep your feet dry.
So it seems like they're going to try and keep us separated from Virgil so he doesn't have to talk in it for as much as he has been talking. Then I got an achievement for admin override, but I imagine almost anybody would have gotten that. Here it seems like there's some monitors and some feeds that we're going to see. I wouldn't be surprised if there actually is like some sneaky footage here where you see either Chell or some other organic character. Yeah. There's a Skyrim mod that decided to stop being a Skyrim mod and become its own game, and that really might be the direction that things need to go for modders when they're doing just as good, if not better, than a lot of indie game developers or even AAA game developers. Some could very fairly argue that Bethesda hasn't done anything with the Elder Scrolls series in so long that the Skyrim mod that I'm thinking of is as good as what Bethesda has turned out in the past 10 years. Because they really haven't turned out anything other than Skyrim remasters. And that definitely becomes a weird situation here where you really can't make a game like this and not have it be centered around Portal. The mechanics are just that way. And so either Valve needs to kind of contract with the developers, in my opinion, if you're going to make a project this good and let them actually sell it. And maybe Valve does. Like, Valve does allow a lot of its Source Engine stuff to be fairly freely used. I think completely freely used to develop games. See, this says 1 of 12, so the numbers are changing. But then you also have Steam, Valve's storefront, playing kind of a factor in that, in the fact that probably just about the time that this was released as a mod, they opened up the floodgates and allowed anyone and everyone to sell games on their storefront for paying just a nominal $100 fee. That inherently changes the equation quite a bit as to whether a team of spunky fans should make a mod and potentially release it, or try to sell it as a mod, or should they just make their own standalone game, or something at least described as a standalone game. This is definitely a game that's better than easily thousands of low effort asset flip games that have been allowed to be sold on Steam with no real oversight or curation. And a lot of that comes directly down to the idea that they think of themselves, Valve thinks of themselves as a libertarian company that is all about like no rules and regulations and just free will, free open market concepts. But you really can't do that for a business. It just doesn't work. It creates a fairly quickly nightmare scenario where everybody scrambles to the lowest possible quality product for the highest possible price. The competition, like, not to get into an economics rant here, but the idea that competition and the hidden forces or the invisible hand of capitalism will lead to better products and cheaper products is just wholly unproven, and fairly well proven that it just doesn't happen. It leads to confusion, market confusion, and monopolies much quicker than that. Alright, well, we have a cube. We want the cube, I guess, to go over there. So we'll do that first. Don't go forward. Let's go to the left. There we go. That's what we wanted. We wanted to go to the left. And so that's brought a cube over this way, and like all of those are still powered. That brought that cube over this direction. I'm not sure I intended for that to happen, but it may not matter. What's the next part of this? I'm gonna take this cube, this laser one, go that way. I got a particularly large boost there for what seems like not a good reason to have gotten a large boost. And yeah, to wrap up my thought on the idea that this is just so much content and so good that it should have cost $2 or $3, and maybe at that point, as a video game critic, I would have had a better excuse to play this earlier. I wouldn't have minded paying $5 for this. And this kind of encourages me to go play the other mods for Portal, since there's only about 5 of them right now. One of them does charge money, so that at some point became a possibility. Or maybe it always was a possibility, and maybe the game developers simply did not want to sell it. But at a certain point, you probably need to protect the good-natured people in the world more than anyone else. And good-natured people selling or giving away their game is just not a smart move. And not selling their game. You could sell it. You should almost certainly sell a game if you develop a game for some small amount of money. At the very least, then you can say, well, this was my profession. I was actually paid. That makes me a professional. It adds to your resume. Giving away something for free attracts potential employers who would love to see you work for free. So you're not setting yourself up for a career move if you're, say, a student or in some other way thinking that your first mod project would lead to future endeavors. Okay. How am I even supposed to get up there? I feel like I probably need to reset this whole puzzle. Okay. We got a cube over here. We've got this and this. Yeah, particularly on the idea of mods, you also run into an issue where if the mod was never going to be played because it's a mod in the first place, you're not in a situation where, well, where you should say, well, this game would never be played by anybody because it cost $2.99 or $5. You're already unlikely to have too many people that would want to find or play the mods, since they don't get highlighted well on Steam anyways. Okay. Next part of this. So when you trigger that panel, it puts the laser there. So the trick of this that I think I missed is this. I think the trick is to place everything in the way. So I stand here. Now, What? See, they don't fall off the wall. There we go. Finally. But they're not heavy enough to trigger anything. So we could do that much. Right. Okay. Yeah, this might not be as complicated as it seemed at first. Alright. Actually, this may not be that complicated at all. Because I may just hit this, destroy where that cube is. Put that down there. Probably don't even need to do that. And then we need to get this one. Which if I put it there, that won't work. So let's put it there. And just put that there. Alright. And yeah, this is actually really easy. I thought this was going to be a lot more complicated. But it really isn't. It's just a lot of shuffling around. Of course, I could just be puzzle one.
Some of the stuff. So many cat pictures. But I also got some more serious information. Aegis thinks we killed the scientists, so it's activating some sort of kill order. It's going to flood the enrichment center, probably with all that goo, to eliminate any and all threats. That means you, that means me, and that means whatever that last thing is. So I suggest we keep moving.
I wouldn't be surprised if the last thing is potentially the thing that killed the scientist, although I guess that would just be GLaDOS. Also, interesting that there was kind of a background foresty sound there for a second, and then the music immediately looped back in. Anyways, we've been going another hour, so let's go ahead and save, and that'll be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. And if you want to support me further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam. It gives me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.